I don't know how to pronounce his name, but number 28, Sengun. He good, man.
Alperen Sengun was never supposed to be here. A Turkish center drafted outside the lottery, called too slow, too short, and not athletic enough to survive in the modern NBA. And yet, in 2025, he just dominated Eurobasket, carried the Rockets through a playoff war, and forced his own franchise to trade away Jalen Green and hand him the keys, with Kevin Durant as his new running mate. The question now is simple. How good can Sengun actually be? Alperen Sengun's clearest comparison is Nikola Jokic, but actually, he possesses skills that might make him the second coming of Yao Ming as well. And with Fred VanVleet's shock torn ACL in training camp, the Houston Rockets are no longer hoping for that jump. They are expecting it. Alperen Sengun's rookie season wasn't supposed to mean much. He averaged 9 points in limited minutes, fouled too much, and looked like a project. But surely, season after season, he grew. By 2024, this dude was averaging nearly 20 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists, looking less and less like a role player like they thought, and more like a franchise cornerstone. In the 2025 playoffs, he silenced every doubter. Against faster, stronger, supposedly more athletic centers, Sengun's footwork shredded defenses. His post moves actually look like a mix of Jokic and Hakeem. And in Eurobasket this summer, he put it all together by turning Turkey into a legitimate threat, outdueling NBA All-Stars on the international stage as the bona fide #1 option. The kid who wasn't supposed to make it is suddenly the foundation of the Rockets and one of the NBA's most promising young players. But the turning point wasn't just on the court, it was in the front office. Houston had Jalen Green, a high-flying scorer meant to be the face of the rebuild. They drafted him at number 2. But when push came to shove, the Rockets chose Sengun. They traded Green, brought in Kevin Durant, and made it crystal clear the team belongs to their Turkish center. And why is that?
I guess the first question is, what do you like to work on?
Because Sengun wants to work hard. He wants to put in the time to get better, despite not possessing the athletic capabilities. Whereas Jalen Green, maybe one of the most athletic dudes you'll ever see, but doesn't want to work. And so in totality, it makes sense. Kevin Durant doesn't just join anybody. He joined Steph, he joined Kyrie. Now he's joining Sengun and Ime Udoka in Houston. That's respect.
It's Sengun says.
The Rockets looked at their roster and decided the one thing you can't find anywhere else is a 22-year-old center who can pass like magic, score like Sabonis, and anchor your entire offense. But to that point, let's dive further with that comment and answer the $64 million question. Nikola Jokic, the most obvious comparison. Passing from the post, manipulating defenses, making teammates better. Jokic is a 3-time MVP and Finals MVP. Sengun isn't Jokic, but he's showing signs of being the next great European hub. Add to the fact that he can step out and shoot the 3, and the Jokic comparisons make a heck of a lot of sense. Hakeem Olajuwon, the king of Houston big men, one of the greatest centers of all time. Hakeem dominated with footwork, touch, and rim protection. Sengun may not have Hakeem's defense and athleticism, but his post creativity and footwork look eerily similar. Arvydas Sabonis, the original big from Europe who could do it all. And last but not least for you Houston fans, Yao Ming, the giant who became the face of Houston. Yao had skill and touch, but his body gave out. Sengun doesn't have Yao's size, but he has the vision, creativity, and global appeal to become Houston's new international superstar. We said he may not have the athleticism of Hakeem and may not have the height of Yao. Yes, maybe that's a disadvantage at first glance, but actually, it might turn out to be a huge advantage. Because he's not so freakishly tall like Yao, his body has a very good chance of being able to endure a long NBA career. Similar to Hakeem, his peak was as great as anybody, but because of his reliance on severe athleticism, his body broke down. Sengun doesn't rely on athleticism to be great. So if I had to narrow it down and pinpoint it to one direct comparison to how good can Alperen Sengun actually be, it would be a more scoring focused Nikola Jokic with similar passing ability and mid-range prowess. And by God, that is one hell of a ceiling.
I'm gonna go with Alperen Sengun. That's a good
beast. Got shades of Pau Gasol. He's got shades of Jokic. He's got shades of like the great bigs that can pass, that can shoot, that can play make. You know what I mean?
Of course, he's not perfect. Sengun isn't a freak athlete. He doesn't run the floor like Giannis, he doesn't jump out of the gym like Embiid, and he doesn't tower like Wemby. He can get attacked in space, and against quicker guards, he sometimes looks like a liability on defense. And then there's his frame. Yes, he's 6'10", but he's not massive, and he's very, very slight for 6'10". He battles hard, but when it's against big 7-foot monsters and thick guys, he still struggles. That's why some scouts thought his ceiling might be of a role player. But here's the thing, his skill makes up for everything. Because while athleticism fades, skill lasts forever. Tim Duncan proved it. Jokic proved it. And now Sengun is proving it too. Add on the fact that the NBA is enjoying its most prolific offensive age with the space and pace era, Alperen has every reason to succeed. Because we touched on it earlier, but what really separates Alperen Sengun isn't just his touch or his vision or his skill, it's his mind.
Come back. Yes. Excellent.
Teammates rave about his obsession with film. Coaches say he sees the floor like a guard. And while other young players chase highlight reels, Sengun chases wins. This summer, he trained like never before, balancing footwork drills, Eurobasket competition, and mentorship from legends who see him as the next great European big. He already carries himself like a star. And for a player once mocked as too slow, it's his mental speed and desire to be great that makes him unstoppable and made the Rockets hand the keys to a number 16 pick and toss their number 2 pick. Speaking of which, they got rid of that number 2 pick for some young man named Kevin Durant, only the greatest offensive force we've ever seen. With Kevin Durant standing next to him, the Rockets ain't rebuilding no more. They're contending. Sengun runs the offense through the post, Durant spaces the floor, and Houston finally has an identity. It's not built on ISO ball. It's not built on athletic flashes. It's built on IQ, spacing, and patience. The exact kind of system that wins in May and June. And for Rockets fans, it feels familiar. Because the last time Houston built around a skilled international big who wasn't the most athletic player on the floor, again, say it with me now, his name was Yao Ming. Here's the craziest part though. We're talking about Alperen Sengun's ceiling. But even if he never improves a lick from here, his floor is already that of an all-star. Because guess what? This past year, he made the all-star team. A 20-point scorer with elite passing who makes his teammates better, standing at 6'10", who can see over the defense. That's already enough for a 10-year NBA career and a legacy as one of Turkey's greatest athletes. But again, if he keeps improving, the ceiling is a European Yao Ming, a Turkish Nikola Jokic.